What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're currently sitting at 10 out of 300 at bronze 5 and I'd really like to get that up to silver 5. So we're going to be starting a new series to get from bronze to silver, and then after that we'll see if we can go for the gold. To start this run, I think we're going to use my Ruby Amber Princess Aggro deck that's been pretty popular on the channel. You can find the deck list in the description below. While you're there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out the video where I introduced the Princess Aggro deck, also linked in the description. Alright, so starting off, we've got a bunch of cards that we can get out on turn 2. We don't want the Moana to start off with. We don't want the Pongo. They're going to take way too long to get out. The Lantern's good. Get our characters out sooner. Lilo's always a good turn 1 drop. Dragonfire is a great card, but we can't use it soon enough, so we get rid of it. We get another Moana. We get Be Prepared. We didn't get great cards again, but we did at least get the Gaston. So I think we're going to start off by inking the Gaston, because I'd like to keep our Moana out if possible. Get the Lilo out, and we'll really hope that our opponent doesn't take her out immediately. I've been seeing less and less people taking out Lilo immediately, just because usually you can let your opponent have a turn or two with her, and sure, there'll be a 2 or 4 lore, but it's not that big of a deal if you can take her out later. But with the Simba out, we will have to be careful questing with her, because they can take her out and not lose their character, so we may want to hold off a few turns on that. But, of course, we can get our own Simba out. So I think we will... we don't have a lot of inkable cards in this opening hand, which is unfortunate. We should have inked the 2 lanterns, but we didn't. So I think we're going to ink the Moana, even though I don't want to, so that we can save the Rapunzel to play later. For now, we'll quest with the Lilo for 2 and get the Bodyguard Simba out. I know, not an original play, but it is a very good play. And the opponent's playing with steel, so we do have to be mindful of that. They're going to have removal cards that can take a lot of our characters out pretty easily. We want to make sure we don't put all of our characters on the board at one time and get them wiped. They've also got the blue on their other color, so they're going to be trying to ramp up really quickly. And it's usually not that big of an issue for this deck because we can control it pretty well. We got the Mulan. Let's ink her. We're up to 3. We can't do anything else, so let's go ahead and get out a lantern. And we can go ahead and quest again. We're at 5, and we'll pass. I don't see a lot of people doing this, like using their grandma to like take itself out and put her in the inkwell, but I think that's probably the most efficient way to play grandma. Get her out, and if no one takes her out, then you need to take her out yourself so that you can get that extra ink, because that's the whole point of playing a blue deck most of the time, is to get that extra ink in there to get your Belle out or some of your bigger characters. Okay, there, they did it. So they had a pretty good combo there. Took out the Bodyguard. Oh, all right. Well, they passed for some reason. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't know, but counts as a victory for us and got us a few more points. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into our second match. We use the same deck, the Ruby Amber Princess Aggro, because I really like that deck and it's working well for us. As we get in this, don't forget to hit that subscribe and the like button down below and leave a comment telling me what you think about this deck and if you have any ways you would improve it. Okay, so right off the bat, we're getting some cards that are going to take us a while to get out, so we'll probably get rid of pretty much all of this hand. The Pongo we can get out in a few turns, but hopefully we draw him again. We can ink Be Our Guest. The rest of these will take way too long to get out, so we'll just replace that whole hand, hopefully get some better draws. Alright, now we got 2 inkables. Get the Minnie Mouse out pretty quickly. Let's throw Healing Glow in here, and let's get out one of our mini mice. We'll probably get LeFou out on the next turn because he's for 2 lore, so we could either ink Be Our Guest or the Minnie Mouse. Let's see what they play. Okay, so they're running some Amethyst. Let's card draw for them. Got to be careful of that. If they're running the Brooms, they're probably running the Mickey too to get it back in their hand. So I think we've got the Moana and the Rapunzel already, so let's go ahead and ink Be Our Guest. And we'll bring out the LeFou for 2 lore. Quest mini for 1 and pass. On the next turn, we'll probably ink the mini, depending on what we draw. And we can quest with LeFou. Go ahead and get 3 lore next time, I'm hoping, if the mini doesn't get taken out right away. I think the Maleficent, definitely going for card draw here. Not a lot happening on their turn. Yep, we're going to ink the mini. We want to keep the Mulan if we can. We can't play anything this turn, but we can definitely quest. They can take out the LeFou with the Archimedes. It's not great for us, but with their card advantage, I'd rather go ahead and get the lore on the board early if we can. And it's not a good trade here because we won't take out the Archimedes, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the long run. We're losing a lore right off the bat with the Aladdin. If they're playing red, we have to be careful of Dragonfire and be prepared. So we won't want to put all of our characters out on the board once they get closer to that 7 lore. Or 7 ink, rather. Okay, we have 2 Mulans. Let's ink one of them. And because we have the Rapunzel and we can get some card draw, we can use Mini to take out the Archimedes. We won't lose her. We can play the Rapunzel, heal the 2 from the Mini, and get 2 card draw. It's to our benefit. We have nothing left, and we can't ink anything else, so I think our turn's over. Again, we have to be careful for the Dragonfire, so we're watching the ink. They can't play it until next turn, so we're safe. We'll have to be careful about what we play this turn, because they could very easily have one in their hand already. And there's our own Be Prepared, that we can use later if we really need to. They're not playing a lot of characters yet, so we may not even need to play that. Let's ink... see, we'll have 5, so I think we ink the Gaston, and we'll throw out the Maui so that we can take out that Aladdin. Maui's always a good play with the rush, and then we can freely quest these, get up to 6, and we'll pass. Next turn, hopefully we can get out the Moana and start questing for a whole lot more, and we can end this game pretty quickly. Okay, now they can throw out the Dragonfire, which again is dangerous for us. Something we very much need to be prepared for. Okay, but they're going to go for the card draw instead. Looking for some of their better cards. They're not getting a lot of characters out here. Maybe they just don't have good cards in their hand. It's very unfortunate for them. So I think I would honestly rather have the Mulan in the Inkwell instead of the Moanas, just because the Mulan we will have to actually attack their characters with to get extra lore, and they don't have any characters for us to attack. So we're safe from Be Prepared for at least another turn, so I feel okay having all these characters out here right now. And we'll pass. They can very easily get wiped on the next turn. So we're going to get... I don't think we'll play anything on this next turn of ours, just in case they have Be Prepared waiting. But we'll quest with everyone and get up to 15 lore, it looks like. And that should be good enough for now, I think, honestly. They don't have characters out here. I'm not concerned about anything that's happening, really. We'll ink the Simba. We didn't have to. We could have gotten out there as a bodyguard. But again, we don't really need to, right? There's nothing happening on the board right now. This is a pretty easy match. That's what happens at these low ranks. But that's just what we're working with here. Again, we're holding the Moana in reserve in case they have Be Prepared. We don't want to lose all of our characters. And we can play her again and hopefully finish the game pretty quickly after that. But if they don't have Be Prepared right now, then it's pretty much game over. There it is. There it is. That's why we held something back. They could have another one in their hand, but honestly, that's a chance that we have to take right now because we don't have anything on the board. Can't let them get any kind of advantage. Dragonfire to take her out. All right. So the game's going to slow down from here for sure. They're not getting characters out on the board. It seems like they probably should have played the Broom instead of inking him so they could start putting some points on the board, but they didn't. We've got our own board wipes here. If they play anything, you know, we're good on our end. I don't really see much of a way we can lose this game at this point, but you never know. I've seen opponents come back from some pretty crazy things. Get the Lantern out there for 2 so we can play characters cheaper in the future. Yeah, I think card draw for both of us is just kind of terrible right now. Lost a lore there. They may wipe out the LeFou, but eventually they're going to run out of the cards to wipe our characters out. They've already used a Dragonfire and to be prepared, so they can have, you know, 3 more of each in the deck. They can wipe out a significant number of our characters before we really get going, but, you know, I'm not... Yeah, it's just what we're going to deal with here. I'm not going to exert him. I guess I could have, but... yeah. I think... We'll just wait a turn. We've got the momentum. I definitely could have exerted him and quested for 2. Probably the better move, but that's not what we did. Call it a mistake. But now we can quest both of them next turn. Alright, Maleficent's going to take him out anyway. Yeah, you know, do you want to take out the bodyguard or do you want to take out what the bodyguard's protecting, right? Hard to say. Of course, they'll be able to take him out easily. We will... Let's pay 1 less for our Simba. We'll exert him with bodyguard. Quest for the 2, so we're back up to 15. And of course we're going to use the Dragonfire to take out the Maleficent because we don't want her around. And then we will pass. We're still sitting pretty good over here. They've got the 2 Aladdins, but they're only questing for a total of 2 each turn. It's going to take them quite a while to catch up to what we have going on. Okay. That didn't take out our Simba. Are they going to take him out with the other Aladdin? That's the question. Or are they going to quest? Okay, taking him out with the other Aladdin. They've still got 9 ink, 4 cards in hand. They're doing okay with that. Ursula, we're going to lose a lore. They're going to draw a card. I'm okay with it. We can Dragonfire her next turn and not even have to worry about her. Yeah, so we will Dragonfire the Ursula. And... quest the LeFou. I don't know if we want to play the Gaston or not. We could, so that we can attack things, but he doesn't, because he doesn't have rush, so we would need to play him earlier. I think we're okay right now, just leaving him in our hand, in case they board wipe again. You know, ways to be prepared on one character, but something they may have to do. All right, now they're gonna take out the LeFou. Okay. We can't take out the Maui with the Gaston. Well, actually, we could now. So we may throw him out on the next turn. Let's see what we draw. They still have another 5 ink they can play something with. Oh, they're going to ready the Maui. Okay. Probably a good choice on their part. Yeah, so let's play... No, that's not the card I thought it was. I thought it was Be Our Guest. We could have got another character out here. I think we still hold off on the Gaston for now. We don't need him out there. Maui can't quest. All we'd be doing by putting him out there is the chance of them wiping him off the board. Okay, the Pongo, we can't even take out Gaston. Okay, we can get the Simba out there. I don't think I want to, though. I think I want to pass again. And I think let's let them get another character or 2 on the board this turn, and then we will be prepared their board. Ready the Pongo. They didn't play anything else, but we got our Moana now, so let's go ahead and wipe their board. Honestly, I think they could very easily have like a, you know, another Dragonfire, Be Prepared, or a Maleficent in their hand. And that would be bad for us, but that's just a chance we're going to have to take. We don't have a Dragonfire to take care of the Mickey right now. Let's get the Moana out. Yeah, let's get the Moana out. Let's just do it. And we'll pass. Depending on what they do this turn, we can play the Simba next turn as bodyguard and get 3 more for the Moana. Just hope they don't take her out this turn. There it is. Yeah, that's what we're going to be dealing with. I still think we win this game, but they're going to draw it out a lot for us to win. So let's get out the Mulan and the Gaston, because I really want to take out this Mickey. And we'll pass. We could have paid less and gotten out the Simba, maybe. I don't know if we would have had enough, but they could still have some more board wipes in there, and I don't want that to be a problem yet. If they quest with the Mickey, well, they're probably going to ready him if they quest with him, so we won't be able to take him out. Okay, they're going to take out one of our guys. Mulan's gone. I think we're going to have to wipe out this board again. Get rid of their stuff. We lose the Gaston, but that's not a big deal. He doesn't give us any lore anyway. Still not a huge danger of us losing, but it's just kind of painful at this point, right? They didn't ready him because they played the Maleficent, so let's go ahead and take out the Mickey with the Gaston. I'm willing to make that trade. We were going to wipe the board anyway. And let's get out. Let's ink the Healing Glow. Let's throw out a Simba. We won't exert him, obviously, because we don't need to. And, let's go ahead and throw out the Rapunzel, too. I can't heal anyone. It's unfortunate we don't get the card draw, but if they're going to wipe the board, they have to wipe the Maleficent off the board, too. I don't know if they're willing to do that because they were so far behind. They're catching up now, obviously. They've played 2 Dragonfires, I think. Yeah, 2 Dragonfires, so they can have 2 more. They can definitely wipe out our character. They can keep wiping out our characters. We can still wipe the board with Be Prepared. It'd be nice if we had another Dragonfire so we don't have to waste one of those. Let's just see what they're going to do. Once their damage spells are gone, though, I mean, they're kind of out of options. They can keep playing Maleficents. Okay, they've got the Elsa. They can freeze our characters, which I never like. Now they can take out the Simba with the Maleficent. Okay. Well, they can still ready the Maleficent and take out the Simba. Let's see if they do that. That would probably be the best play for them, even though they're in a good spot now. So now they can pretty easily overwhelm us if we don't play this right. I think we're going to have to board wipe on the next turn, though. I'm a little wary of what they have in their hand. Okay, fine with that. Just keep putting out characters. We can wipe out all these characters. Yep. There's that. Okay, so we can... what do we want to do? We can't do anything with the Rapunzel, so they're going to get 5 on the next turn. I think we just board wipe right now, honestly. Let's just get those out of here. We probably have a couple of things waiting for us, which I'm not happy about. You gotta go ahead and get out the Lilo, I guess. They can take her out really easily. They probably will. But we can't just be scared of what they have in their hand forever. Gotta end this game at some point. Losing another lore, they get another card. Okay, obviously we're gonna Dragonfire the Ursula. And quest for 2. Losing another lore. They just really want to drag this game out so they can get some momentum and beat us. It's not going great for them. Yeah, they can return. They're gonna... Okay, they got the Ursula back. It's an interesting choice, I think. All right, we're gonna play the Be Prepared, or the Be Our Guest. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get the Moana. And I'm scared to get her on the board, but something has to happen. They can get 4. They can take out the Lilo. If they don't have an Elsa or any damage in their hand, then we can win this thing. Let's just see what they do. Honestly, even if they play Be Prepared at this point, I think that's still more advantageous for us because we're closer to winning. Okay, yep. And we're going to lose 2 lore, and they get to just dragging out this game. It's kind of miserable, honestly. Get the 3, and then they get the 1, and now they're within winning range. Okay. They turn this in their favor. And we can only get up to 19, so they will win. if we can't do something. And it turns out we can't do anything. Yeah, it's unfortunate. They just ended up pulling it all out at the last second, and we couldn't do anything about it. So we lose this one. It was a long, protracted battle, but, you know, I kind of enjoyed it. It was a little painful, to be honest. But overall, I liked seeing them come back from behind and win. So now we're back to where we started, and we've got to try this again with another match. All right, let's jump into the third match on this road to silver, even though we're right back where we started, so it's kind of like the first match. Same Princess Aggro deck. Let's see if we can make it out ahead on this video. Hey, I like these draws to start with. Getting rid of the Be Prepared, the Maximus, they're just going to take too long. We should get rid of the Lantern because we can't ink it, but I think I'm going to keep it so we can get some of our characters out a little quicker. Ended up with a Maximus again and a Mulan. A little bit better for us, still not great. Let's ink the Be Our Guest. We don't need it right now. And yeah, let's go ahead and put out the Lilo. Always dangerous, they can take it out, but we can hopefully at least get, you know, 2 lore on the board to start with. Then we can get, I think next turn we ink the mini, we get Gaston, or not Gaston, LeFou out. And depending on what we have after that, turn 3 we can get out a Lantern to get some of our other characters a little cheaper. Playing against Amber with a Stitch. Something we gotta watch out for with the high lore later on. They're also playing the Lilo, okay? You know, it's not great when you're playing against a Lilo, but it can be okay because then they don't want to take out your Lilo either, so you're kind of both just questing until someone breaks the stalemate. Yeah, so let's ink the mini. And we'll get out Boo, plus for 2. Now, of course, they can take out our Lilo with their Lilo. And in this case, it may be smart for them to do that since we have 2 lore characters on the board. But usually your opponent will just keep their Lilo on the board so they can also quest for 2. And like I said, it kind of turns into a stalemate. No one wants to take out the other person's character. We're both just kind of happy to quest in parallel until something happens to change that dynamic. I think on our next turn, it's still a good idea to get out the Lantern unless we get a good 3-cost character we can throw out here, maybe a Simba or something. We'll also need to ink a card next turn. I'm thinking probably the Mulan. You know, this deck was kind of built around her as the main character when I originally conceived it, but she doesn't see very much play. Her ability's just not as strong as I would like it to be. Alright, they're playing the Steel as their other color. They just inked a Tinkerbell, so they will have a lot of removal cards that we have to be very wary of. Especially with our lower cost characters. So we got another Lantern. Let's ink the Mulan. And get a Lantern out here. Go ahead and quest for another 4, so we're up to 6 already. So with their Steel deck, they could have Grab Your Sword, which is going to deal 2 damage to all of our characters, and since we have the low willpower characters over here, that is a big concern to us because they can take out a whole swath of our characters instantly. Yeah, they're about to play a 4-cost character. Maybe, or no, they'll play a 2-cost character because they're already out of ink. We're going to play Simba with the Bodyguard. Okay, classic play. Took them a little longer to get that out than I think they would have liked, but it's out there now. It's something we have to deal with. So there, Simba can take out either of our characters and it won't be a loss to them. So we'll need to be very careful about what we play now. We're going to have 4... I think we ink the Pongo. As much as I want the evasive, I'd rather have the Bodyguard out there so our characters are still safe. We will use our Lantern to make Maximus cost only 4. And we can safely quest for another 4. And we're very far ahead of them. They're going to get another 4 this turn. There'll still be 2 behind us. I think we're doing okay at this point. They have 3 inks, so now they can start playing Smash. They can already play cannons, so both cards, they'll take out our characters pretty easily. Things we need to be careful for. They can start questing for 3 now, so they're getting 6 per turn. So now they're going to be tied with us. Stitch is something we'll have to deal with at some point because they are getting more lore per turn than we are. So we really need to draw a Dragonfire. we have the Be Prepared. We won't be able to use that for quite a while, and by the time we can use Be Prepared, I think it'll be too late. So we really need to wipe out some of their characters. We might use Maximus to take out something. We could ink the Simba, but I think it's better to have him out here right now as an extra bodyguard. So we'll use the Maximus to take out their Simba. And we can get 6, they can get 6. We need to take out the Captain Hook before it gets to their turn, and they can take out one of our characters, but we can't take them out right now. So I think we'll play the other Lantern, and we'll just quest for another 4. They have to take out some of our characters this turn, or we will win on the next turn. They can take out either of our bodyguards with Captain Hook, and then they can still quest for 5. I think that might be their best play. Let's see if that's what they do. 2 cards in hand still, so they can still pull a surprise out. If we can get a good draw on this next card, hopefully a Maui, maybe a Moana. I think Maui would be our best bet. A Maui or a Dragonfire. Then we can control some of their board. Smashed. They can use Captain Hook to take out the other bodyguard. That was a really good play by them. Yep, they're going to lose the Captain Hook as well. Now they're free to take out these 2 characters. Let's see if they do it. Okay. So it's unfortunate we lost another one of our characters, but it did save us from them getting 3 lore this turn. Alright. You know, honestly, I'm not sure if those are the plays I would have taken. I think they could have been in a much better position if they had taken out our 2 bodyguards and then just quested. So we know they don't have anything dangerous in their hand right now. We can play the Moana and be pretty safe. Just have to hope they don't draw anything dangerous. Of course, they can't... They don't have any cards that can take out Moana in one shot with Steel. So that's okay for us. They can't play the big Tinkerbell yet. They can't play Grab Your Sword yet. They don't have enough ink. I think we're doing okay. They could potentially take out Moana on the next turn, but we'll at least get 3 lore out of her and be up to 17. They'll be up to 14. It'll still be bad for us because I don't think we'll be able to come back from it if they wipe out Moana, since we can't wipe out their characters. Just have to see what they do. Trying to get another character into their hand right now. Okay, they got another Ariel. Looking to get some of their songs back, I think. We're gonna play. Yeah, so they want a song back. Trying to get more characters. Inking the Simba. The Moana can't take out anything, so that's bad for us. Yeah, so they can be at 14 this turn. Yeah. Looking for more characters. If we had the 7 ink, we could just wipe the board and start over. But unfortunately, that's a few turns off at this point. Getting their bodyguard back. They can't play him this turn. Okay, we got the Maui. It's good. We definitely needed the Maui. We're going to use him, of course, to take out the Stitch. Very lucky draw for us. Very, very lucky draw. So they can take out the Maui, obviously, with their aerials, but they will not be able to take out the Moana. So unless they drew a smash and they use their aerials, I think we've won this game. They still only have 5, so they can play Grab Your Sword. They could use Grab Your Sword and both aerials to take out both of our characters and be a board wipe. We'd start back at 0, and then it's really just a race to see who can finish it out faster. I think that may be the case. They probably have a card in their hand. Maybe a cannon. Smash, okay. Yep, Moana's gone. Gonna play the Simba now. So we have to take out the Simba and they'll be able to get 2 more lore on the next turn. Yep. Well, it's not the bodyguard Simba. So we can take out one of these, but we'll lose the Maui. Let's definitely get out the Mickey. And we have to attack, so let's do that. We lose the Maui. It's unfortunate. They'll get 2 lore next turn, but we'll also get 2 lore. And so now it's just down to a race. If they can draw another smash, then they can take out the Mickey, and we'll be in a pretty bad place that I don't know we can recover from. Okay, you know, every time I see someone play A Whole New World, it's because they're in a really desperate spot and they need the cards. But it usually just ends up benefiting your opponent from everything I've seen, because we also needed the cards. We didn't have to spend all the ink on it, so now they've only got 1 ink to play something with on this turn. They can cannon Mickey for 2. It's not going to take him out. You know, honestly, it just puts us in a better... Yeah, they did that. And that doesn't help them, right? Because they can't take him out, so we're going to be up to 19. Yeah, they're in a bad spot right now. And they conceded because they know there's no way out. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, that was an interesting match. I didn't think that they were going to pull it out at the end, but, you know, you never know. They could have. But I had fun. We ended up 1 game ahead of where we started after 3 games. Not great, not terrible, and, you know, 66% win rate. I'm not sure why that first match conceded, but they did, so we won. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget to leave a like, comment what you thought about the video, definitely subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for part 2 where we keep on going. Maybe we can get up to rank 4 on bronze. See you in the next video.